and ride on that muscle memory a little bit. Stretching your upper body tall so that you're carrying your own upper body, not collapsing. And then raise a little shorter right into a trot, and just experiment with that suppling. So the suppling that you saw her doing with his neck and his hands, her practice that in the trot, okay? And we'll just look at the timing of your suppling aids and the approach of your suppling aids. So really loose. Good. And so you're just adjusting, basically adjusting his neck. You're like sifting through sand to find gold nuggets, or stirring the pot of porridge to find lumps, or however you want to think about it. Just going through, doing an inventory of his body the way a masseuse or a chiropractor would feel the vertebrae of his neck, and just then move in gently and unlock areas that feel a bit blocked. So pick up your left brain a little bit and have it a little quieter and steadier so that anything that you do is very methodical, very aware. Keep that left hand quiet. So the suppling is happening from a still contact point, okay? So first you've got to get quiet and perfectly still to assess what side you need to supple on, okay? And then from that point of stillness, you supple. And then you're back to stillness to assess. If you're too loose and too sort of random, then you're not having that assessment point and you're not going from that point to a suppling point. Exactly. Very good. So how does he feel? Do you need to adjust the base of his neck? If you want to, then do it. And do it just slowly bend his neck to the left, for instance. Take his head around to the left. Hold your left hand quieter and steadier when you supple. Flex him left more. Just to practice. Even if he doesn't need it. Flex him left. Bend him left more. Turn his head left. Be soft on the outside right and turn his head left towards me so he looks at me. So how do you just walk for 1 second to review the suppling aids, okay? So your right brain is nice and quiet. The left brain's a little too moving around. So this left hand can be a little bit more still. So when we want to supple him, we want to supple his jaw. We want to supple him here in the pole. And Virto was even suppling him and adjusting the base of his neck because he was sometimes locking these muscles and bracing, and if this braces, it shuts the hind leg down. So you have to make sure that this pathway is cleared so that the neck is soft and the top line can lift and then the hind leg can jump under. Right. So she's basically just saying, don't lock up this massive muscle down here. Don't lock up this massive muscle down there. Okay, so that was what she was doing with those suppling aids. So how do you supple? So your fingers and wrists are going to supple the pole and the jaw. Okay, and then an arm can slowly supple and ask him to actually turn his head. So this outside brain has to create space for him to turn, but still support the bit on the opposite side. So it's kind of like you feel this way, there's still weight, or you feel that. Like you're still going to keep both reins, but it's going to be an allowing a rein that's going to allow, but you're going to keep the bits balanced in his mouth. Do you get it? Okay. So what needs to happen is you've got him straight. Okay, now supple him left. Let me see. Just supple him. Use your wrist. Flex with your wrist. It's hard with the width of your hand, but you can do it. So the wrist is going to supple, and then the arm can flex. Okay. So supple. Get him to yield. He has to yield, and now slowly, turn his, good. And then followed by the release because he gave. So give. Exactly. And then put the nose back in the middle. And then let's check out this right side. Flex with your wrist, your finger. Supple, elastic, good. He gave, you give, you pet him, your hand can come forward up his neck, and then put the nose back in the middle, back to your quiet contact point. Now sit and assess. Bracing on the left side. Flex, vibrate, elasticize, because you might find that's all you have to do. But if that doesn't work, that's when you're going to go into that deeper muscle mass and say, I have to adjust your neck to create that release that's blocking you and causing your canter to stop. Okay, and then always then back to the middle. And with a give, like loose, open. Again, the light has to shine freely through that tunnel that he's going to want to go to. Right. You're saying go to the light. He's going to feel like it's a clear pathway. His neck is not blocking him anymore. You're not blocking him. There's nothing preventing him from cantering forward lightly straight ahead of you. Okay, good. So I wanted them to see you say, elastic, supple. There's my flexion. They see, make sure it can come through the base of the neck. It does. Give, straight, and go on. Elastic, supple, how is this? How are we doing? Are we good? He says good, give, straight, go. If the answer is no, we're not good, and it's like, he's kind of a tug, and he's kind of blocking, then you say, okay, I need to get this piece through, like this. But of course, meanwhile, you're saying, but over top of a hind leg, so you're doing all of this adjusting of his neck over top of a hind leg that you're pushing under.
Right.
That's critical.
Yeah.
You don't want to be suppling his neck isolated from the hind leg.
Right.
You're suppling his top line over the hind leg.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so let's see that. And always back to that nose back in the middle and back to that quiet point. Okay? If you don't get always that be your starting point and your finishing point, then you see the riders riding around like this. Yes? Like you'll see jumper riders doing that a lot, right? Always like this. And then the horse has no steady contact point. They don't have a place they're supposed to be. They're forever being manipulated. And then when you ride them, they're like this. And you want your dressage horse to be like, know exactly their contact point and their place. And suppling is to prevent any obstacles from arising in that steady contact point. But you always want them to know that there's a quiet, still place for them to be. Very good. So just think of, establish that quiet, still place. And if he locks up, that's okay, because then you're going to have a chance to unlock it. Okay, so just be still. Work on being totally still with your hands. Exactly. And now just say, I wonder how the right side is. I wonder. Let me see. And go and explore what happens to that right side suppleness. Over top of an activated hind leg. And remember the give. When he says, here I am, mommy, you give, you pat him, and you give and go and move on. And, yeah, pat him and move on. Yeah, put the nose back in the middle, right? Yes, back to that straight contact point. Exactly. Otherwise, you're hanging on the rein still. Good. Good. Very good. So just be soft and light. Just keep your contact point quiet. Pat him. And remember, you can explore the suppling to the outside as well. It doesn't always have to be through the inside. Just keep him in front of the leg. Good. Now explore the left rein. How is he on the left rein? What's the suppling like on the left? Let's see. Flex him left. What's it like? Let's see. Flex him left more. Flex his neck left more. Virgo is flexing him left more. She took that left rein. She didn't. Yes. There. Pet him in both. He gave you a reaction that you need to react instantly back to him with a big pet. Big pet on the left side of his neck. Pet. Yeah. The petting is more for you to get you to give and get you to let go. Okay, pet his neck? That's right. Good. Super. And then just quiet. And again, find your contact point. Still contact point. Not milling around. Hands soft. Yeah. And now try the right rein. See how the right rein is. Activate that inside hind leg and slowly bring that right rein through. More. Flex the right more. More. Bring that right rein through till he gives. There. Now give him pet him. Okay, so we're going to practice this because you need to be able to do that faster for the canter. Because if you take that long to get that suppling through, that's long enough to shut him down, isn't it? Yeah. And this is a very nice trot. Hands still. Okay, supple right. Now. Get it through. Come on, left, right. See that? You've got to cleave through that like a samurai through a piece of tuna. Give it, pet it. You've got to, that flexion's got to go like this, like, okay? And you're taking too long. You're getting stuck against him. There, give him, pet him. There. Okay? And again, supple him on the right side. Good. Give him go. Pet him. Trot on. Still contact point. Still contact point. Good. Now supple him on the right. Get it through instantly. Supple him through on that right side right away. Good. Give and go. Pet him. That's how it has to work in canter. That's how fast Virgo is doing it. Change direction. Same thing on the left. Very good. Pet him. So he cannot hold tension in his neck against you. Get it through. Exactly. Reins a little shorter. Left rein a little shorter. leg and take the left side through right now. You've got 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Give and cut it. Good for you. Try doing that more elastically. And again, you've got 3 seconds to get the left side through. Good. Cut it. Yeah, get it through. Okay, do it again. Do it again because I can see that they're yielded somewhat, but not all the way. So left rein, take it. Push the hind leg under, take the left rein, get him through more. He's got to yield more. He's got to give more. Left, more. I want to see him. Yes, cut it. So in the canter, you're going to have to ask for more suppleness, okay? Okay. Good. And again, it's got to happen faster. You've got to get more suppleness. Flex. Bend your elbow. Flex. Come on, bring that left leg through. His left eye, his left nostril towards me. Flex. Use your wrist. Tug on it. There. Give it back and pat it. Okay, so that's what's missing for you right now. Left side, left wrist, finger wrist. Come on, bring it left. Get him through down left side. Tug on the left side a little bit. Tug on it. There, pat him. Cool. And vibrate your outside rein a little bit when he comes up. Outside rein a little bit. Yeah, remember that outside rein turning. Exactly. That's a nice tool. You still have that too. Okay. So this suppling on the inside rein is only going to help you. There you stay bracing on your hands too long. Did you feel that? There. Pat him. Don't let him get stuck against your hand for 5 seconds. Okay. 5 seconds. 3. You should be through it. Tug, give. Exactly. There. Super. Feel that? Yeah. That's where you want to be. So now you can be really pleased with it. You know when it's right. So come on, you've got 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Tug. Tug's good. Now give. Pat him. And now just neutral, quiet contact point. Super. Change direction. Same thing this way. Remember how to turn the outside shoulder? Talk about that. Remember, quiet hands, quiet contact point. And be ready to swoop down on him with a tug supple as needed. Over an activated hind leg. How does he feel? Tug supple. Good. That was all you needed. Is it through? Good. And remember the outside rein is gently there supporting the bit. Again, outside rein is gently there. Tug supple. Take his right eye and right nostril towards me. Make him look at me for a second. Tug it through and give it, pat it. And trot on. Super. And pat it. Tug. Give. That's it. Okay. And walk. And pat it. So, by practicing that, you'll find you'll be more and more, like right now, even if it feels clumsy, just be willing to keep practicing. It's like having right with your left hand. You know, right now it feels like, ugh.
She's left-handed.
Start getting
Interesting.
It'll be more and more depth and more practice and more to the point where you'll feel like you're doing very little. Like when you watch Fairly, you can see that she's suppling, but it doesn't look like there's, you know, that she's really disrupting everything. Yeah. And so the key is that in the canter, you don't have, because the canter, in the trot, you're working with the swinging diagonal hairs. Yeah. So you have more time and it's more of a forgiving pace. In the canter, you've got the 1, 2, 3, airborne. 1, 2, 3. So the timing of when you come in and supple, it has to happen in the right moment. Right? So if you're catching it if you're catching it without having that initial push, so on the 1 of the canter is your push. The supple has to happen on the 2, 3, and you have to release in that airborne moment. If you're suppling in the airborne moment, you'll be blocked. And then on the 1, you won't be able to push and you'll stop. So when you're in canter, there's the suppling as a timing component to it that it doesn't have so much in the trot. And that's what makes it tricky. So just practice it in the trot until you're really skillful and you can supple him really quickly and really effortlessly like this. So first, still contact point so that you know what you're suppling. Yeah. You've assessed which
you need to supple on, okay? The next step is supple, but supple and get through it in 3 to 5 seconds. If you need to tug a little bit right now, that's okay, all right? Because what I don't want to have is a long, slow pull that he's ignoring. I hear you have a wrist suppling and your forearm working with little releases in there, okay? While supporting gently on the outside rein without blocking, okay? And then step 4 is getting through it quickly, followed by the release. You want to get to the release as quickly as possible. And then step 5 is the nose back in the middle, contact points equal again. And that whole series shouldn't take longer than 10 to 15 seconds to get from the first step to the end. So that most of the time you're quiet and straight. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you're like quiet and straight adjustment, quiet and straight adjustment, quiet and straight adjustment. That's what you need to practice. All right? Now the other thing that you need to practice is you need to be able to supple him like this on the outside and the inside. So you need to be able to do it through the counter flexion while your legs continue to steer him on the line that you're going. So counter flexion can't mean a change of direction. It's got to mean I'm unlocking you on this outside rein. And you saw Pierce do that as a counter. Right, okay? So what that means is that you can supple him independent of what direction you're going on and what lead you're on either side. Because it's going to suck if you're on right hand canter and you need to supple him left.
Yes.
Okay? You have to have that access. You've got to say to him, my lateral suppling aids are independent of the direction and the lead you're on. And I need to have access to the left side of your neck as much as to the right side. All right? There can be no inside and outside on you. There's only left and right. All right?
Yeah.
So this is, I think, going to make a huge difference because you're removing these obstacles that are blocking him. Your suppling aid, being able to be quiet and then from that quiet place to supple and then to reestablish quiet is going to mean that you can go in and you can adjust his body biomechanics sufficiently that he doesn't feel blocked and then get back to that quiet place and you can ride him forward through that space you just created.
Right.
Over and over and over again, okay?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to, and I want you to be able to do it really comfortably in trot before you try canter.
Okay.
All right? So you may find yourself trying the canter tomorrow with Virka, but what I want you to really do is practice that suppling on the right side, on the left side, getting through it quickly, coming from a quiet place, and always finishing with his bit in the middle, his neck straight, and your hands, both hands still and quiet. If you don't emphasize and prioritize that, then you'll end up with this constant sliding around, and then he's never supple relative to what?
Yes. Yeah.
How did he feel?
You felt great.
Yeah, that looked really effortless.